everyone, MB here, out on another wintry day on the search for winter birds. What better place to start than my bird feeder? I really enjoy bird watching because no matter where you are, no matter what the habitat, no matter what the season, you're bound to find birds. Bird watching gets you out and moving around and connecting with nature, and learning more about birds promotes understanding and conservation. In today's lesson all about winter bird watching, we'll go over 5 main points. We'll talk about what you need to go bird watching, some common species you might see in the winter, how to get the birds to your feeder, and then we'll go over some tips and some resources. Thankfully, bird watching is a fairly inexpensive hobby. You just need a few things to get started. First of all, pick up a good pair of binoculars. You'll also need a field guide, and I find that I learn the most when I go out birding with other knowledgeable bird watchers. And while there are several bird species that stick around in the winter months, here are a few you might see. One of my favorites is the black-capped chickadee. Can you hear them calling behind me? You may see common redpolls, northern cardinals, the majestic snowy owl, and the white-breasted nuthatch, an agile bird often seen sideways and upside down on vertical surfaces like tree trunks as they forage. Now the question is, how do I get birds to my feeder? You want to make sure that you set up your bird feeder well away from windows to avoid collision. And you're going to want to fill it with the right type of food in the winter. Here are some suggestions. Black oil sunflower seeds, cracked corn, peanuts, suet, which is essentially fat, thistle seed, and even fruits like oranges or apples cut in half and set up high above the ground. It's important to make sure that the feed is fresh and clean and dry. And be sure to clean your bird feeder thoroughly at least once every couple of weeks to prevent the spread of diseases and bacteria like conjunctivitis. Here's how. First of all, remove any debris or remaining seed from the feeder. Scrub well with soap and water, and then soak the bird feeder in a 10% bleach solution for up to 10 minutes. Rinse well and dry well. As mentioned, this should be done at least once every other week. Here are a few tips for beginner birders. Birds can be tricky to see without binoculars, but they can be easy to hear. So sometimes you just need to close your eyes and listen. Another tip is that binoculars can be tricky to use, especially for little people. So as a suggestion, have them sit down and use their eyes to detect movement in the trees. Once they see the movement, then they can lift their binoculars up to their eyes rather than trying to search through the binoculars. If you're having a hard time finding birds, try looking for the signs they leave behind instead, like nests, or scat, cracked seeds where they've been feeding, or even tracks. Another tip for beginner birders is to just have fun. Especially with younger birders, try playing some games. Make up a scavenger hunt list of bird species you just might see and have them try it. Or playing a game of I Spy, looking for more than just birds through the binoculars. Binoculars can be tricky to use, so the more practice, the better. And a final tip would be to learn mnemonics, something to help you recognize and remember bird calls. As a bird watcher myself, there's always more to learn. Here are a few resources that I've found helpful. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay connected as we learn together outside the classroom.